The Wild Cooking Show. As you heard, we are making waffle tacos. My waffle maker is heating up as we speak. See all that smoke? Gotta love it. We are gonna put this about medium. I've had it on low just to get it heated up. Got all my ingredients. We are gonna have so much fun today. Oh my gosh. Okay, so very first thing, if you are new here, my name is Bonnie Heise. I am a holistic nutritionist who loves to cook, but inevitably, something always goes wrong. In my kitchen, you're either missing an ingredient or you have an ingredient, but it doesn't work for one of your sensitivities or one of your allergies, so you have to find an alternative. That's what the Wild Cooking Show is all about. I can cook for you all day long. I can show you a demo all day long. But what happens if you have a sensitivity and something that you thought was in your kitchen isn't, or you sent the life partner out to get something and when they came back they didn't get the right thing, but it still works with your tummy, your brain, all your sensitivities, and basically food issues. That's what we go over here as we are cooking. So today we're gonna make waffle tacos. This is a very bougie recipe for mornings, but I like to have fun. Having twins just kind of gives me an excuse to have fun. Or I should say more of an excuse to have fun. Waffle tacos can be turned into pancake tacos, tortilla tacos, like normal breakfast tacos if you want. Typically when you're doing that with this recipe though, you want more of a sweet, so you want more of a crepe than you do a tortilla, okay? So now, we need to mix up our waffle mix as our waffle maker is steaming and heating up, right? So, need a couple of things. You need your pancake mix. This is actually my favorite. It is not gluten-free, you guys, but they do have a gluten-free version. So, if you're gluten-free out there, look for it. Really, any gluten-free waffle mix will work. This just happens to be my favorite. That's all. I have two because we always have a running supply of them. And I'm one of those people that believe you start with the one that you ended with, right? And then you keep going. So, very first thing is your waffle mix. You need 1 cup of waffle mix. And for anyone that wants to know, this is a very sweet version, but it is actually very healthy. There's no added sugar here. There's sugar, there's sweet, but not added, not the way you think. All right, so that's not even quite a cup yet. So we're gonna open the other mix. Brian is usually our pancake maker. I'm not a fan of pancakes. I always go waffle, French toast. Oh, that's the other thing. You can do these as French toast tacos. I knew there was one other thing I was forgetting to mention. That was it. I'm a huge fan of French toast, huge fan of waffles. Pancakes, it's just flour and water to me. I know. I have a lot of fans out there of pancakes, and you guys are gonna look at me and go, "Are you kidding?" No, I'm not. Yeah. Pancakes are just one of those foods. Now, granted, I do eat a lot of other foods that could be considered just flour and water that I love, like tortilla chips, flour and water, right? Tortillas, flour and water. For some reason, pancakes just don't do it for me. All right, so as I'm cooking, I want to give you a little heads up. So this video in particular is recorded, and I'm going to stream it as live. I'm testing this out because I'm actually going home in a couple of weeks, and I had already scheduled recipes. So I don't want, okay. I don't want to screw that schedule up. I've already put it out to you guys. If you're expecting it, I would much rather just do it. But I haven't used this part of the app before, and I'm actually going to be traveling and unavailable when in 2 weeks on Thursday. So for this one, I'm recording it beforehand, which when you take this away, you can see on the clock, it is definitely before. It is not 5 o'clock. And I will be behind the scenes. I will be listening. I will be watching. But I want to check it out. I want to make sure that it actually works the way it's supposed to. Because if it doesn't, I can make alternative plans. Like I can just post a video that day versus doing it live for you. And maybe that's what we do going forward into the future. But that's why you're seeing the clock has a different time. If there's any glitches, that's what's happening. All right, so 1 cup pancake waffle mix, 3/4 cup water. Now you can use any sort of alternative milk if you prefer, or regular dairy if you want to do it that way, if that's not a sensitivity you deal with. One thing that I've heard that I kind of follow is warm water blends best with waffle and pancake mix. If I'm wrong and you're a chef out there, please tell me. Put it in the comments. It's fine. I don't take offense to that. I am not a professional chef. I'm just someone that loves to cook. I'm not a very good baker, but I love to cook. So let's put this in here. All right, now here's the difference between pancakes and waffles. The waffles with the Kodiak actually take a tablespoon of oil. I always use avocado oil. There's no flavor. And for those of you who say, well, you can use canola oil, yeah, you can. It's not as healthy as you think it is. And we're not going into that right now, but it is not as healthy as you think it is. So if you're going to use any sort of vegetable oil that doesn't have a flavor, avocado is going to be your best bet. Yes, it's expensive, but you don't have to use it on everything. Use it on the things you need to. All right, so done. Now, all we need to do here, mix it up. Okay. And, you know, it's one of those things with these box mixes. Could I make this from scratch? Yes. But my big thing is teaching you guys how to do this without making things from scratch. Using quality ingredients. Oh, yeah, see, that's too thick. Oof, that is just, ooh, you guys. Yeah, no. Needs to be thinned out just a little bit. I was just going to say the biggest issue with some of these box things is that they tell you how much, you know, water and stuff to put in there, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So we're going to put a little bit of water in just so we don't start doing the flour thing. All right, so, ooh, that's much better. Yes. Don't you love when it works out the first time? Perfect. Okay. So here's what happens is a lot of times with these, you know, box mixes, you either need a little bit more flour, a little bit more water to get the density right, the thickness and the viscosity. I don't know if that's the right word. Basically the pourability. This should be a little thicker than pancake. Okay. Tap everything out. Now we are not going to make very many waffles today. And before we make our waffles, we have to work on what's inside the waffles. So let's do that, shall we? All right, let me get a cutting board. And I put in here berries and bananas, right? Chopped. So we have berries. I thought I had blueberries in here, but I think this is all strawberries. Okay, I'm gonna pull 4 strawberries out, and then I'm gonna go get my blueberries. And we have blackberries too. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the fridge. I thought everything was in here. This is what happens when you live with multiple people going in and out of your fridge all the time. With babies, not babies, toddlers. I don't know where the blackberries are. that is our sign that the baby monitor is about to go off. Okay, so I could not find the blackberries. I did, however, find our raspberries. And for the record, all of my fruit is always washed. I usually put it back in the container just because it's easier. And yes, I have the other things, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Sometimes it's a rinse and you put it right back in. It's how my world goes sometimes. Life is busy, and there are going to be times when you have just enough space to rinse and put them right back in their container. That's how it is. All right, so I have this here convenient. So like I started to put water in that. We're going to put our fruit in here just as a holding space. And what you want is you want your fruit small. Because what you're trying to do is take a waffle and hold it, or fold it in half so that it has a little crevice, right? And by doing so, that means you need small pieces of fruit, okay? Not bite-sized, small. Blueberries can just go as is, because, you know, blueberries are already small. And pretty much the raspberries as well. Let's do this way. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm always told that the best way to do these recordings is to turn your phone around, right? So that you're always looking at the camera. The problem with that is I don't notice things like that. All right. One more strawberry. For newbies, don't follow me for my knife skills. We have other people in the group that can teach you knife skills. I'm not one of them. Okay, so we got our raspberries here. So now this is really up to you how you want to cut your raspberries. I like to cut them in half for something like this, just because they'll kind of flatten out inside the waffle taco. All right. And we are going to put these directly in with the strawberries. You'll see what we do with them in a second. Whoop. And you could do any fruit, really, with this. This tastes amazing with vanilla and pineapple, some papaya and mango. It's a more of a tropical flavor. Tastes delicious. And in the wintertime, when you want kind of a pick-me-up, you want to feel like you just escaped to the summer for a minute, this is a good recipe. Especially if you do it immediately, the waffle will be hot and everything inside is cool, and you know that hot cold sensation? That looks a little wonky. We're gonna get rid of that one. Yes, I'm not picky about my produce. If I am cutting something and I see something and it just doesn't look right, it's out. And I'm not talking, you know, the imperfect produce or the misfits market where your produce just grows funny because it's grown organically. No. And I'm talking about looks funky, like not quite ripe, might have been munched on, might be a little too ripe, that kind of not quite right. All right, so let's get some blueberries, and we're gonna do our bananas, and we're gonna make some waffles. I'm so excited for these. This is actually one of my favorite recipes that I found out on the web, and I mean, there's a million recipes for it. There aren't a lot for sensitive and allergen-free, but it is one of those recipes that you could easily shift into allergen-free. You just swap out the yogurt. That's it. That kind of gets us into, for the blueberries, I'm cutting them in half as well, by the way. It's how I serve them to the boys, and since the boys are going to help me eat them, the blueberries getting cut in half. So anyway, with this recipe, one of the things I purposely did was I did not buy coconut vanilla yogurt. This tastes delicious with vanilla yogurt, it does, but it tastes delicious with a lot of other yogurts as well. So for today, I got strawberry, and I actually got almond milk strawberry and almond milk blueberry, but I'm gonna use the coconut milk just because I like the density of it for these. The So Delicious makes a really good coconut vanilla yogurt. The almond milk ones that I get are from Silk, but they're the protein, the Greek protein. They're really thick. So depending on your preference, that's going to determine which one you pick for yourself. If you have a yogurt that works for you, that you really like, that you buy all the time, just use that. You really don't need to use much. All right. Fruit. What we need to do is we need to mix that sucker up so that all the fruit is mixed. We don't just have strawberries layered with blueberries and then layered with raspberries. You want to be able to put a spoon in this, scoop out some fruit, and put it on your waffle. And yes, I do bananas separate from berries, only for personal preference. All right, so this recipe actually calls for 1 banana. I was going to say, I usually only do 1 banana just because you don't need a lot. That is a lot of fruit. That's going to top a lot of waffles. I really like having my trash can in a drawer, you guys. Best invention ever. Well, okay, not best invention ever, but a really good one. Really, really good one. Okay. So, one of the things we're going to do, cut our bananas into 4s. It's not quite forced because as you see, or as you saw, I just cut it straight across. And when you get that curve of the banana, it doesn't really cut it straight across. These look like they went bad. Shocked. The joy of being the cook in the family is that you get to eat things like that. All right, we're gonna put our bananas in there. All right. The boys have started to say banana, and they say nanas, so I just realized that I just said nana, not banana. When you spend most of your day talking to toddlers, this is what happens. Now, if you're preparing this in advance, so let's say you're doing this for brunch, right? Or you're doing this for family get-together, anything of the sort, breakfast for dinner with family, whatever. You can actually prepare all of these in advance to keep your bananas from going brown. It's just like apples. Put some citrus over it. Lemon juice, lime juice, something like that. Lime juice actually goes really well with all of this. It's not in here because this is definitely one of those recipes where you prepare it, eat it, okay? Can you prepare it and freeze it? Abso-freaking-lutely. It is amazing once you pull it out, okay? Let it defrost. I would say make your waffle tacos, make them the taco shape, and then freeze those, and then you can fill them when they come out, because then you can put them in the oven. Works really well. All right, so I got these for the boys to learn how to make tacos, but we're gonna use them for our waffles, okay? We're gonna put this here. So, yeah, you can see it right here. Okay. All right, so we are gonna do this. So now one of the things that you need first is to clear all this stuff out of the way. The things we aren't using anymore, we're gonna put them all back here. Okay, now we need to make some waffles. Okay, here we go. We got 3, well, we actually technically have 4 of these. We're just going to use 3 because I don't think we need 4. One of the things that really is helpful. Okay. Tongs and, forgot, scooper. Okay. Quarter cup, half cup. Let me see how we go with these. This really didn't make that much. So, spray oil, it's just easier on the waffle irons. Quick spray. And with any of the waffles, start in the center. Right? It's almost half a cup, or almost a quarter cup. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. Make a bigger waffle. There we go. All right, so it's going to be half cups. Your waffle maker could be different. So put it in the center and shut the lid. We have this little button over here. Kind of blinks when it's hot. All right, so since we know we're going to use half cup, I'm going to scrape this one off. Usually with waffles, they're 3 to 6 minutes, something like that. Okay, strawberry yogurt. Here, strawberry yogurt, right? Strawberry yogurt. We may only need 1. That's the thing about these in this recipe in particular, because a lot of times you only need 1 waffle to make this a good waffle. Let's see. Now, I have a rule. First one's a do-over. Yep, light went off. Oop, nope, not ready. Definitely not ready. Okay. Let's do this. Let's get you out of the waffle maker. There we go. One's always a toss away. I always have a toss away. Do you? I mean, look at this. That's definitely a toss away. I always have 1. Pancakes, waffles, French toast, doesn't matter. I always have 1. So as you can see, mine, the recipe that I give you guys, makes 2 waffles. Now I should have thought about that before we did this, but we're gonna make this work. Here's why. Let's let keep heating. This creates a full waffle, okay? And then what'll happen from here is we cut the waffle in half. And then we make our waffle tacos. All right, ready? Are you ready? Oops. Okay, let's scrape this sucker out. See if we can get a waffle out of this. What do you say? circle. Let's see what we got. They're so good. The thing with the Kodiak is it's basically a plain flavor. There's no vanilla, nothing like that. So you could add flavoring. For something like this, adding a little cinnamon to it, perfection. I just realized I forgot to chop pecans. Hold on one sec. Waffle freak. Told you guys. Told you. Where are... Good. Okay. I couldn't find chopped up pecans, so I got these. It's got walnuts, no, peanuts and pecans. There was one that had walnuts and pecans. So basically, check this out. There we go. It's just a little bag, and they're already chopped up for you. I mean, how convenient is that? All right, says it's ready. 1, 2. Yes! No more toss away. Okay. And this looks like we're gonna have some good tacos. Woo! All right. I'm gonna put this to the side. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's not very big, right? Kind of wobbly. So what you want to do is you take it, break it in half, and you could legitimately just have a taco. You could. I prefer to do it this way. Right? So as it cools, it's cooling in that shape. And now all we need to do, let it cool. We will get our toppings inside of it. Waffle taco. Now, while we are doing that, let's mix up a little bit more of this so that we can get some more waffles going. Because A, we have time. And B, that's a little baby taco. A little baby taco. All right, so let's get our oil tablespoon up here. A tablespoon of oil. So what did I do with my cup? And then we need to do water. Okay. I also wanted this for dinner. FYI. But, you know, the fact that we only have one little baby one, I want to show you how quick and easy this actually can be when you want to just make it. Okay, so now we added a little bit more water to our first mixture. I'm not going to add it just yet. We're going to mix it up. How much you want to bet this time? We have to put more flour. Generally, when I have one problem one way and then I go and I redo it, I have the opposite problem the next time. And yep, exactly what happened. Nice and liquidy. Now, if you're paying attention, this has been, what, a couple minutes so far? I'll have to go back and actually see exactly how long it takes us to make this mixture? I'm curious. My sister is famous for timing things. Like, she was struggling at one point in her life to get dishes done. I mean, haven't we all? I struggle with it every freaking day. I still struggle with it. And I use her method. I do. Remember how I was talking about flour, oil, flour? Yeah. Or flour, water. Yeah, I just did that to myself. All right. Ooh, yes. Okay, good. That's perfect. All right, so I'm going to go back and look. I don't think it's been that much time, but I can't really see. So, okay. I'm going to put this over here. Waffles. Let's see if we can get a better waffle this time. How about it? Let's see. Woohoo, smoke. Yay. You know, the one thing that someone had said about making waffles like this, chocolate, you put it in here, right? Put some chocolate chips in with it and let it do its thing. Okay, so now right now the green light is on. That green light goes off, we will have hopefully a better waffle than that, or a bigger waffle than that. And these are almost cool, so we'll see. These are like little baby. These are the ones the boys will be getting. All right, let's also wash this off real quick because I got pancake mix on my plate. No, I don't typically use paper towels to dry my dishes, but they're handy. Okay, where are we? So one of the things that I always do with these cooking shows is there's always an ingredient that has to be replaced or something like that, right? Our replacement ingredient is the yogurt. It's also the pancake mix. Okay, let's see, it says it's ready. Either one can be swapped out for something that works best for your body's needs, okay? Yes, okay. It is the same size as the one we just made. So we're going to make an adult size waffle. How about it? Very gentle when I pull these off because I had torn them before. Okay. So we have that one cooling. And yes, it's non-stick, but I'm telling you guys, these waffle makers, ooh, that's how I got waffle mix on my plate. I was trying to figure it out. I'm not being very careful with my spatula. There we go. All right. Ooh, that looks like it's going to be a big one. We'll see. I thought the other one was going to be a big one. We'll see. All right, let's let that cook up. And as that cooks, so as you can see, it kind of opens up like that. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put it like that. See it? This is what I meant in our directions. Let me look. I'll tell you exactly what I said. I need to change that quarter cup into a half cup. Lay it over the edge of a baking pan or a cake pan. You could also do it over the edge of this. And what this does, let me speak English now. What this does is as it cools, it helps maintain its shape. okay? Now it's obviously gonna flatten out, but see how this kind of ridges up a little bit? It's a little bit easier to hold your stuff in. So we got that one there. Ah, my messy self. That's the other part of the wild cooking show. I'm making a mess everywhere. All right, let's see. Let's see, you guys. I think we got one more waffle to make. Oh, this is much bigger. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So now we're going to put this over the edge, right? Oh, this one broke in half. Cool. Another taco one. All right. Let's make our final waffle. Keep the heat in there. Okay. Done with this, because whatever waffle this makes, we are done. All right. Spray just to make sure. You could totally do butter in this. That actually tastes really well. The miakonos, I think is how you say it. I always say it wrong. I always screw it up. But that butter tastes really good in this, as does the Earth Balance. I know a lot of people use the miakonos because Earth Balance, there's palm oil in it. And there's a concern about the palm trees. So effectively with palm oil is palm trees take years to grow. And palm oil comes from palm trees. You have to chop down the tree to get the oil. It's a concern. It's a legitimate concern. And as you know, I use Earth Balance. We don't use very much butter, so for us, it's kind of one of those things. You have to pick what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So if you're out there and that is a big concern for you, then the Mykonos, however you say it, is a really good butter for something like this. It gives it that true buttery flavor without giving you the dairy side effects. I've heard that country crock is like that, but I don't know. Okay, so let's take this taco because, I mean, come on. It's like the perfect taco shape. Perfect. So let's get our berries. Let's get our bananas. Let's get our yogurt. All right. Do you have to hold this in your hand? No, but I'm going to. Because for me, it's actually a little bit easier. Actually, let's see. I lost part of it. We're gonna hold it. Okay, so we need a spoon. So you're gonna take your yogurt. You're gonna put your yogurt in your waffle. All right. And then sprinkle some bananas. It's okay if it falls in. And then take your berries. And last but not least, we're going to put these on the taco thing. As you see, it kind of falls apart. But it's like any other tortilla. So see how it keeps its shape? So instead of falling flat immediately, it's going to keep more of a taco shape. Okay? And that really is the only reason you put them over something like this. Okay? It's going to keep its shape. So then, little pecans, sprinkle those suckers. And voila. You lost a raspberry. I lost a raspberry. But that's it. Literally, legitimately, that is it. Drizzle it with a little chocolate if you want. Put a little whipped cream on the top if you want to get fancy. But for the most part, that's it. And you have two choices. You can either pick it up and eat it. And yes, you can pick it up like a taco and eat it. And as you see, just like a taco, things fall out. Or you can use a fork and knife. This way's kind of fun. Oh, so good. So good. Just as messy. I highly recommend you try this. Can't do nuts? You don't need to. Put a little chia seeds on top. You can put some hemp seeds on top. You can put some flax seed on top. A little bit of crunch is always good. But for the most part, that's it. That is your beautiful, wonderful waffle taco. Have fun making your bougie breakfast, you guys. I'm gonna get this one out of the waffle maker and get going. We'll see how this recording thing goes. It may continue and be a thing. It may not. I don't know. If it's a complete disaster, I will fully come back to you live at 5 o'clock and make more because I can. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, thank you for watching. Once this pops up live on YouTube, you will see the next video I recommend right up here. Chat with you guys later. Recipe, as always, is on the website. Bye, guys. Thanks again.